So now let's pay close attention to other laws. Since we know the first law and second law, now let's look at the third law. Let's write something so that you understand these things. With this one, inner, okay, let's start with outer multiply inner. So remember, we're dealing with exponents. So if I'm saying inner multiply outer multiply inner, that basically means outer exponent multiply inner exponent. That is why we have here, we have m multiplied by n, giving us mn. The base, always take one base. There's our base, we take it, and then we focus mainly on exponents. So now let's take an example so that you see how these things operate. Suppose we have something like 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by, to the exponent of 2. First example, what did the law say? It says outer multiply inner. So what's your outer in this regard? It's 2. What's your inner? Is 3. So we multiply the 2. Base, we start with base, then 3 times 2, that's 6. Nice. So now let's take the second example. We have, let's say we have a to the power of n to the exponent of 6. Okay. So now, what is our outer in this regard? It's 6. What is our inner? It's n. So what is 6 multiplied by n? It's 6n. So we will start with the base. Always, you start with the base and then you focus on exponents. We know 6 times n, that's 6n. This is very important, especially with this law. So now let's look at the second law. This is a, b to the exponent of n is equals to a to the power of n to the exponent of n multiplied by b to the exponent of n. So now here I'm going to give you a hint of what happened. Always when we're dealing with the laws of exponents, you must give each base exponent. If not given, that's what you should start with. And then we will apply outer multiply inner. So if for this law, if we follow these two points, you will never go wrong. Let's look at this. The first point say give each base exponent if not given. So now let's look inside the brackets. We have a and then we have b. Are you aware that a and b, they have no exponents? So it's our duty to make sure that we give them exponents. So what is the exponent for a? Yes, it's going to be 1. What is exponent for b? It's going to be 1. So this is where you start. If the exponent is not given, give it the exponent. So now let's check. Using the law, the third law, which says outer multiply by inner, we will have n multiplied by 1, that's going to be n. And then we will have n multiplied by 1, that gives us n. Remember the bases, they remain the same. So now let's take an example to see how these things operate. Suppose you have a multiplied by 2 to the power of 4 multiplied by 3, all to the exponent of 2. Let's look at this. Are those 2 points satisfied? No, because a has no exponent and 3 has no exponent, so you need to give them exponents. So the exponent of this one will be 3, the exponent of this one will be 1. Nice, that's where you start. And then what did the law say? Outer multiplied by inner. So what's your outer in this regard? It's 2. Remember, it's important to start with bases. Write in your bases and then go to exponents. So now, what is outer is 2. What is inner? It's 1. So what is 2 multiplied by 1? It's 2 here. Then we come to 2. Outer multiplied by inner, that's 2 multiplied by 4, and that's 8. And then what is 3 multiplied by 1? That is 2. So from this step, you will use your calculator.